On paper, Private William F. Seiverling might seem like a typical Philly kid. Most probably wouldn't have given him a second thought. He went to school until the 8th grade, when he dropped out to find employment as a painter. From there, not much is known about Seiverling, that is, until he proved to the country that he was a hero. Less than 2 months after the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, Seiverling enlisted in the United States Marine Corps and reported to Recruit Depot Parris Island, South Carolina, on 3 February 1942. After only a few weeks of training, Seiverling and thousands of other Marines crossed the Pacific to face a battle-hardened and determined enemy. In the early hours of 7 August 1942, Seiverling and his unit stormed the beaches of Guadalcanal, signaling the start of the first major Allied offensive against the Japanese. Luckily for the Marines, they surprised the enemy and met little resistance as they landed. Despite this initial luck, the Japanese were a determined enemy with significant air and naval power and drove the Allied ships away before adequate supplies could be offloaded. As a result, the Marines were forced to rely on captured Japanese supplies to sustain themselves. Over the next several months, Seiverling and his unit encountered new, unfamiliar adversities in the extreme conditions of Guadalcanal. They not only had to face the Japanese forces, but also an onslaught of tropical diseases such as malaria, dengue fever, and dysentery. To compound these struggles, the Marines ran dangerously low on food, clean water, and ammunition. Against all odds, Seiverling and his fellow Marines continued to push inland. In a final attempt to push the Japanese out of the area surrounding the Mantenica River, Seiverling's unit attacked a well-fortified area on the morning of 1 November 1942. During the intense fighting, Seiverling embodied the soul of courage and exposed himself to sniper and machine gun fire countless times in order to save the lives of injured members of his platoon. During this act of heroism, Seiverling ran between an enemy position and another Marine platoon to single-handedly provide cover and support while the wounded were evacuated. In the process of covering the withdrawal, he killed several Japanese soldiers before being wounded by an enemy machine gun. Although he was hit, Seiverling continued to battle back and fight for the lives of his Marines. He was fatally wounded on his return to the safety of Allied lines. It is directly because of Private Seiverling's valor that the Marines received the medical help they needed and the lives of the men were saved. For his actions, Seiverling was awarded the Navy Cross. It was the final act of this young Marine that is important, that needs to be remembered. In the face of certain death, Seiverling exposed himself to ensure his fellow Marines would make it out alive. Because of Private Seiverling and the men like him, we live in a free nation, able to exercise our constitutional rights every single day, whether we are conscious of it or not. War can prove the essence of a man. This war proved that Private Seiverling was a hero. Until we meet, Semper Fidelis, brother.